I'm Deborah Borchardt, and this is your midday market update. Well, stocks are up just a little bit here in the midday, but they've been up and down. It's been a really directionless market today, a little up, a little down. Really what everyone's talking about, of course, is Syria and whether we're going to make these missile strikes. Of course, that kind of uncertainty is not good for stocks, and joining me now is Mark Otto from J, Streicher. So we were just saying how the market hates uncertainty, and there is so much debate going on right now about Syria.
Absolutely. The president got on this morning after futures were up. We opened up about 33 points. The president got on, started speaking about Syria. It seems as though he's trying to lobby support for some sort of a strike. Right now it has to go through the Senate and then through Congress. However, it seems as though it's a very hot debate. A lot of people feel terrible about what's going on over there. However, a lot of people are also saying that we shouldn't be the world police force. There should be a consensus with us as far as the world community, particularly when you look at the Geneva Convention, and people should be supporting.
And you are a former military person, correct? You were in the Marines?
Yeah, I fought in the Panama Invasion in the first Gulf War.
So what are you hearing from your buddies that are still in the service?
Yeah, I have a lot of chatter going back and forth on what should or shouldn't be done. Unfortunately, it looks as though the window, I think, has passed as far as being effective. You have to remember, from a military standpoint, Assad has had many days now to prepare for any type of a strike. Any type of a strike is not going to be boots on the ground. It is going to be an air assault. It's probably going to be from Tomahawk missiles. How precision they are, it's tough to say, particularly speaking when any critical military point that might have been struck, prior to this, might have been mobilized or moved. He could move these, delivery pieces into civilian populated areas. So, potentially it could be disastrous. I mean, worst case scenario, if he's hiding some of these chemical warheads and we detonate them with a Tomahawk missile, imagine what that headline would be.
Do you recall any time that we've had a kind of situation like this where there has been so little American support?
It's really hard to recall. I mean, going back, me fighting in Desert Storm, I remember and I reflect back to what happened to the Kurds. After Desert Storm, we sort of lobbied support and said that we were actually going to support them, and things really went sideways for the Kurds back then. So that's going back a long ways now, though.
How are you guys positioning around this as far as investing? I mean, are you kind of holding off and waiting until we get some kind of certainty here?
Well, that's a tough thing about being a DMM down here on the NYSE. I mean, we have to put our capital at risk all day long. We're required to have a two-sided market in every one of the stocks that we represent, and to have some sort of liquidity and depth of market. So regardless of what's going on. So, I think that a lot of people, it's our negative obligation. People are taking positions off it. You may have to think that that stocks that are allocated to firms that are power and energy are going to be sensitive to this type of situation, particularly with regards to the Straits of Hormuz. Oil's been spiking. When you think about stocks that are related to gold, probably those traders and DMMs are having a tough time right now.
All right, well, we are obviously going to keep our eye on this, but again, that's all the talk that's happening right now is what's going to happen with Syria. Is the president going to be able to get the support he needs? Very interesting to hear what the chatter is on the military side. That's Mark Otto from J, Streicher, and I'm Deborah Borchardt with The Street.